Hey guys, we're back from our long break again.
Yep,
It was a really long one. I took a strong power nap, like a 10-second power nap, got it in. But we are back nonetheless, and we are going into game number 2 between Renovatio and Greedisgood9999 plus. I don't know what's the plus for though.
Well, it's just like an infinite sign because you have to end off somewhere.
Then why not just Greedisgood infinite?
I don't know. Ask the ties, they're creative.
Yeah, they are creative. They have the weirdest names. But yeah, my name is Arctic Shadow, and joining me is Babel. You are tuning into the Heroes Global Summer Circuit. This is the C Regionals. We have our first finalist, which is Relics. They are waiting for the winner of this matchup here. Renovatio going up against GDG9. Renovatio having one game in hand right now. They will come in from the losers bracket though, so it's going to be a bit tough for them, a bit of an uphill battle for them. I do believe the draft is ready, Mr. Admin, so let's take a look at what's going on. It is going to be Infernal Shrines again.
Right. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'm so happy to be here. I'm still in retirement, but in case you're wondering, decided to do this because of old friends and just to help Arctic Shadow out a bit. He is losing his voice along the way. Yesterday, also down with some flu.
Yep.
But yep, there we go. Game number 2, lower bracket finals. Greedisgood, Renovatio, currently 1-0 in favor for the Philippines. Infernal Shrines, man. And you see GDG9, they banned the Tesla, they picked the Sonya. They finally picked something that I finally can understand. Okay, the bans of the Toronto very much on point. No Illidan though, so still contemplating if they want to go for the Illidan, but picking up the Sonya first. It's an instant statement that they're going to stick to their guns right now. For Murden, Rhaegar, that's like the standard pick of the meta that I think RSG is very familiar with, so we could see that coming through. Li Ming getting picked up very early means that they may be threatening a Kilthas ban if it's not picked up by Renovatio. But knowing Renovatio, I don't think they really prioritize Kilthas a lot, do they? No, right? More like the Grey Main, so
yeah. I think
be very careful on that one.
Correct. I would have banned out the Greymane. I seen them play the Kiltas a couple of times too, but I think Greymane is one of the staple heroes that we've seen them picked up time and time again. So I don't think they prioritize the Kiltas. They are sort of relatable to Relics in a certain way, where they don't really prioritize the mages, Li Ming and the Kiltas and whatnot. But I think Greymane will definitely be one of the picks that they go for. So I do expect GDG9, if they don't pick it up, to ban it out. They are shadow picking the Falstad, which I like a lot here. They have a lot of DPS coming up from the team.
Yeah, very standard picks, but I don't think it's a viable Falstad actually. With Li Ming already picked up, that's 2 range dips and without much utility as well. Zul's a lot better, but Zul means you want to have the early game. Okay, no, not early game. You want to have the front line follow through. It's going to be a Tyrael. They decide to secure the Tyrael, knowing how the Tyrael was banned out when they faced against Relics. But here, Renovatio, they let it through. I don't think they really care about it. Here, I think Renovatio is going to actually go for a ban. And who do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be one front line. I think ETC will be banned out here by Renovatio. I have this feeling that it is going to be a frontline bruiser, I would say. Because I think they already have their DPS locked into place. They have the Li Ming, they have the Tyrael front. Oh wait, actually no, they have the Tyrael and the Sonya already. So maybe a DPS, maybe the Greymane. Maybe the Greymane.
I don't think Renovatio is going to ban Greymane. They have a party in second pick.
Zul, as you mentioned as well, Zul, yeah.
Zul is a good one. I think Zul makes some sense. Zul would definitely benefit from that Tyrael frontline Sonya as well. So it's gonna be really good to see that getting banned out.
But is it common to go with a 3 frontline, Tyrael, Sonya, Zul?
Yes, very common.
Really?
Very common. Relics played this a lot. Not Relics, Resurgence played this a lot. It worked out in the good old days before the new patch, but now I think it's still pretty tricky. Now banning the Zeratul though, that is going to be interesting because that would unlock potential for Zagara, but do they want to go for Zagara with a Sonya on that side? That's the question of wonder.
I'm trying to get into your thought process here.
Just wondering. Okay, they ban out the Zeratul. I don't think Renovatio is a team that really likes Zagara. I think they will be going for Greymane here because they have a Li Ming on that side. They're going to worry about being jumped upon by that Sonya and Tyrael. So, to be honest with you, I will not be surprised if they regret that Toronto ban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might.
They might. But knowing that they actually ran Greymane for a couple of games, they may just go, there we go, the Greymane Shadow pick.
Yeah.
That against Li Ming is effective. So they know they want a Greymane.
They know they wanted Greymane, so yeah, they wouldn't have banned out the Greymane. I'm actually surprised that GDG9 themselves didn't ban out Greymane.
This also works. They've ran Greymane Thrall against Resurgence and won convincingly. Not on Infernal Shrines, but on Dragonshire. Very, very different set of maps here. But still, they have to worry about something. Sonya can clear the objective of this game, this battleground very easily. And on that side, Renovatio, they don't really have anyone that can do that. Maybe Chain Lightning, but that's going to cost a lot of mana along the way.
Yep.
Uther getting picked up. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think Uta is fun. They have the double Divine Shields there. They don't really have any... I wouldn't say they have any other option. They do have the Malfurion, which is one of their comfort picks, as you mentioned earlier. But I don't think it works with this lineup as well. Uther's... It's definitely a strong, viable pick here. I think they need to finish this off with maybe even a Tychus. Do you think? What do you think of a Tychus?
Oh, I love a Lily. That's gonna be fun.
Really?
Yeah, yes, I do. Because there's there's two AAs on the side of Renovatio, Thrall and Greymane. Lily is just it's a wild spanner.
Well, you could say Muradin's an AA sort of as well,
Yeah,
to an
that's also
extent.
an AA.
Yeah,
You're
to an
right,
extent.
you're right. And only one cleanse. It's gonna be a Lily.
Oh.
There we go, guys. And you thought SEA is not surprising. Every other day, I regret.
You
saying
regret
that.
leaving?
No, I regret because we play Murky, we play Lily, and they lose. But I hope they don't. That's the point. Sylvanas, yeah, for sure. Why not, right? Sylvanas can clear the objective, can also push the lane well, disables the towers while the Punishers goes ham on those forts and structures. Sylvanas is a great pick, also a great finish here.
I have not seen Lily the entire summer circuit. Not once.
Yeah, I've seen Lily before, played by Relics in 2015. They won that game.
Okay.
They won that game.
Okay.
Yeah, and here I think it's mainly because it's sustained meta and all, but you really want a second support. I think that it's a very big risk to run a Lily here, but I'm not gonna strictly count this Lily out. I think it's okay in this position. They got 4 melees, by the way.
Yep.
Your Blinding Wind's gonna connect. Sylvanas being the only thing that can stop it from behind, although it does look pretty bad that your Jack of Thousand Cups is probably not gonna do anything.
Do you think that GDG9 has enough damage though?
Yes, definitely yes. They have enough. Sonya Leeming. But they have enough burst only if they are able to go in. Only if Sonya is able to go in. If Sonya is not able to go in, then there is no damage at all.
Yeah.
They're up against a Rhaegar, so they can really dwindle down Rhaegar's mana in the early and mid game. Late game, I don't think he's going to face that problem. In terms of jump potential, they've got that Sanctification to really work against the Thrall, Greymane. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one.
I don't think Sonya's going to have a hard time going in. I think he's going to have a pretty easy time going in, considering there's, like, as you mentioned, 4 melee heroes over on Renovatio. I think she should be able to get in pretty easily. And with the tier support, as you mentioned, there is a lot of stuns. But
there's 2 clans on the side of GDG9. I think there's also 2 Shrink Ray. Lily does have Shrink Ray, right? Does Lily have Shrink Ray? I
don't remember. I
don't know.
do not
we
play
need
Lily at all.
We need answers. Where is the Lily? Okay, there we go. There is the Lily. Let me check. Is there a Shrink Ray? Yes,
yes, there is. Okay.
Yeah, so double Shrink Ray. Double Shrink Ray on GDG9. Yeah, man, I think this may work. I am.
They have the double Divine Shield as well. So
I'm not 100% convinced, but I think this may work. Yeah.
It's one of those strats that just pull out.
Double Shrink Ray. Your Greymane's going to have trouble going in. The only downside is instead of having a very strong backline damage dealer like Raynor or something like that, you have a Sonya. The good side is Sonya does have Hardened Shield at level 20, does have Stone Skin, or rather Ignore Pain. For all of you talent Nazis out there. Anyway, Sonya will be able to survive pretty well throughout this entire, I think, fight. Yeah. Will Leeming go for Wave of Force? That's the question, though. I can see Wave of Force doing a bit of a work in terms of disengage, but
I would go with Disintegrate.
If she wants damage, she needs Disintegrate.
Not just that, it's just because like Renovatio will be clustering a lot. So I think
there's
Disintegrate...
also the potential for a leap from Sonya.
That's true.
Not
Wrath of the Berserker?
Definitely Wrath is the go-to pick, but when you have initiation problems and crowd control problems, you will need the leap.
Okay.
Now, if they are looking to take it slow, coming from Renovatio, they will likely be the one that would ignore the Tyrael, go directly to the back line. Then Tyrael has to Eldruin to the back line, Sanctification there. Lily has to land a blinding wind. Maybe they can still take a fight. It really depends. This is clutch.
You're already predicting the entire course of those clashes
I am
right
looking
now.
forward for the clash because I think it's important to note that the moment you have the Jug of Thousand Cups come out, your Sylvanas should be looking at a silence almost immediately. Almost immediately. And I once again, lack of information on my part, I stopped casting this game for very long. But I think that you can pre-cleanse a silence?
No.
No? Okay. They did
When-
not have
when-
that feature.
When was that ever there?
I don't know. That was never there. I thought they added that in because that would have been a great edit.
How?
You can pre-cleanse a stun, I think.
I don't think so either. Can you pre-cleanse a stun?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can.
How do you pre-cleanse a stun?
Means you cleanse before the stun hits.
As you mean as like the Stormbolt is
Yeah,
flying in the mid
As the
air?
hammer is in the air.
That makes sense. That's not really
Did you not see
pre-cleanse
Julian
then.
do that like 30,000 times?
Yeah, I
throughout the
did, but
day?
that's not
Yeah.
really pre-cleanse. I don't
That's
call it
pre-cleanse.
pre-cleanse
It's
because
called pre-cleanse.
the Stormbolt is already flying out. You know?
You know that when you channel up the when you channel up the mosh, it just doesn't stop you at all. Yeah,
true.
It's a pre-cleanse.
Okay, fine. I'll give you that.
I know Lily has got cleanse. I know she's got shrink ray because I checked out the talent just now, but I don't know anything else about Lily.
Yeah, neither do I. Neither do I. But the game is in the loading screen right now, Mr. Admin. So we are going into Infernal Shrines. This is going to be GDG9 against Renovatio. They are up 1-0 in favor of Renovatio, of course. GDG9, they need to come back into this if they want to have a shot
I'm
at
pumped.
DreamHack.
I'm pumped and I'm curious. I'm absolutely confused right now. But here we have on the blue team GDG9 from Thailand. Abruzzi on the Lily. Lionex going to be playing Sasonia. Marinox on to the Uther Error as your Leeming. And RYL, your trusty Tyrael.
And over on the red side, we will have Renovatio, the defending champions from Philippines. VYY going off to the top there, I think playing the Sylvanas. Hiskoa is going to be on the Grey main. Stronger is going to be on the Rhaegar. Jumpy Lion is going to be on his Thrall. And I believe Haha is going to be playing the Muradin up front.
Yep. It looks like it's early game-wise. I don't think any doubt would be casted here. It has to be Renovatio's early game. It has to be.
Yep, it definitely will be. I think until they get the level 10 up on GDG9, or maybe the double shrink ray, as you mentioned, before they can actually start maybe taking those fights. But early on, I think Renovatio will have this. And if they are able to snowball out of control here, it's going to be really hard for GDG9 to come back into this. RYL now going to find Har. He gets taking quite a beating. He will be able to get out of there, though. Root not going to connect.
Yep,
But that could have been really bad for him.
It's going to be fine, though. I think the laning is interesting. You see the core 4 already rotating, coming out here from Renovatio, and this is going to be a little bit scary for GD9 to work with in the early game. If you die more than 3 times to this kind of a combo, then it's not going to look well for you in the late game. Okay, Error now, pulling back. Hiskoa going in a little bit too deep, takes an Arcane up on his way out.
Yep, and he will be able to back off though. So the red side, just again, as you mentioned, they are going to rotate around. They are going to leave the Sylvanas. No, actually Sylvanas. Yep, they are going to leave the Sylvanas at the bottom lane to deal with the Sonya. The 3 cores are going to be rotating around here, but I think the blue team is going to be doing the same thing anyway. Lily against that Thrall at the top lane. Will Lily have a hard time?
Well, yes.
Yeah, against
Thrall's
the Troll.
gonna win his lane, for sure.
Troll's going to keep the push, going to keep the harass up. Har could be in some trouble himself now. Stormbolt going to connect onto RYL, but he takes quite a beating himself, and he's going to be able to Dark Claws to safety. Rhaegar will throw out a chain heal just as he moves along back to Sylvanas at the middle. So he should be fine just for now, but it does look like the blue side, they want to get this. Har has to be careful. A nice Dwarf Toss again back to safety. Really preemptive one, and he will be fine. First Infernal Shrine is going to actually activate now.
Okay, so Shrine's going to pop real soon. Top lane, you already see VYY on a separate agenda here. The Blinding Wind's going in. Oh, a lot of damage on the Sylvanas, though. No kills just yet. And he's going to be okay. But the main objective here for VYY could be a split push, split soak. We'll have to see how he plays this one out. And you can see that already you have the Sonya spinning away inside this Guardians here, the Shrine area. And would be a very easy, I think, Punisher for the blue team.
Yep, I don't think they will be able to contest this even.
Yeah, hold that thought though. Here comes the red team. Renovatio really going in, and Linex taking a bit of a damage on the back line there. Linex will go down. The Sun has already gone. RYL forced to pull back out, and Renovatio with a level lead and also 100% unobstructed access to the Shrine.
Now they are going to get their own opportunity to go in to try and get up those, the objective for themselves. But now the root is going to connect onto RYL. Now he could be in some trouble himself. He's going to try and get out of there. Will he be able to do so though? Here we come, the rest of the red team to try and chase him down. He's juking them around, playing ring around with Rosie there, as he will be able to get away. Fortunately for him, here comes the Arcane up trying to get off a few more creep waves. The blue side coming in, continuing on with their push. Rhaegar trying to keep his team alive, but they will in fact be able to get the Punisher. RYL again taking a huge beating. Will be able to get out of there, but the Arcane Punisher going to go in favor of the red side.
One full level lead because of VYY top lane approach here. Very nicely done. Don't think the Punisher is going to be able to do anything. Sylvanas will not be able to reach the Punisher in the bottom lane to disable the structures, but I think that Sylvanas will be looking at split push. So Renovatio wants the split push. GDG9 just wants to get to level 10. They're losing way too much traction in the early game. If you lose this fort, man, it's going to be big. Yep, it is going to be big. They lose this fort as well in the early game. Almost 2 full level leads right now. And Muradin pulling back out. And so far, GDG9, man, you don't want to be giving away too many punishes in this game.
Yeah, GDG9, they looked strong early on, but then Renovatio, again, they brought the challenge to them, they brought the fight to them, and in that clash, they were able to take down the Li Ming, I believe, early on. Now, Har could be in some trouble himself, but he is, of course, really tanky. He will be able to get away, and the blue side now, they will be able to deal with the siege minions and get a couple of camps up for themselves, too. Troll just being annoying. I think he is going for the Chain Lightning build. Yeah, the Pokey build for him, and he should be able to be a huge annoyance for the red team.
Yep, he should be. Now, so far, Renovatio's talent looks pretty okay. That's a standard cleanse from Rhaegar. I think pretty standard build as well. Chain Lightning build, I should say, from Thrall. Hold that thought though. Here comes an engage in the bottom easy. And it looks like Linex is in a lot of trouble. Linex does go down, gets bursted quickly by the melees there. They tend to form this circle around, which is going to be very effective if Lily is around to keep up the blind on those enemies.
Yeah, I would say that circle of death is pretty daunting. You know, they jump all around you, they just circle around you, and you're just unable to get out. They body block you to your death, and they just beat you, pound you with a stick till you die. Yeah. So it's a bit daunting for you. It's a bit of a
it's a bit of a fear there, but well, the key thing is that's going to change when they have sanctification.
Yeah, that is true.
So we will have to see how GDG9 plays this. They're already losing way too much in the early game. You know, it's almost looking one-sided right now. Renovatio, perfect, flawless execution with the Sylvanas. That strategy is working so good. And now we have another Punisher in the top lane. This is going to mean that the fort will go down if they pick up this Punisher. They're looking for level 10 first, which is why they were trying to pick up this tower. But I think that's not going to be possible yet. VYY, a little bit too greedy now.
Yep.
Have to pull back.
I think right now we can see the engines being revved up by Renovatio. We're starting to see them in the element a little bit more. Again, you can see Troll, they're going to try to get the level 10. They will in fact get it. Sundering picked up by Troll. Avatar going to be picked up by Muradin, go for the throat. I think nothing that stands out too much. Everything on point. Arrow picked up by Sylvanas. Ancestral healing on the Rhaegar. But here you can start seeing this is where Renovatio are starting to get into gear a bit. They're starting to feel a bit more in their element. They're starting to perform a lot better. They're not making less mistakes, as we can see. Compared to GDG9, who seemed to be shaky a little bit compared to yesterday, after a resounding performance, especially against Resurgence.
Yeah.
It just seems they're a little bit shaky today. But Renovatio, they're doing a really good job so far. So they beat out 3 strong teams in the lower bracket. They beat out Resurgence earlier on. Then they beat out Sabun Gaming. I mean, that was a whole other different story. But now they're doing well here in this match against GDG9. I'm sorry, but Sabun Gaming didn't really put up a fight. I'm a Malaysian, so I'm allowed to BM them too.
Well, at least they made it to day 2.
Yeah,
I'm
at least they
very
made it
proud
to
of
day
them.
2.
Yeah. Well, that's a huge upgrade from last season. So yeah, we have almost level 10 soon on GDG9, and they just lost the fort. Yeah, I think this is going to be okay. RYL baiting the jump. There we have that. And the wall will go down first. Very classic pick-off there from Renovatio. Punisher doing so much work. Mortar Punisher very effective. And yep, so the sad news is there's not much of a damage against the keep, but I think it's good that they already take down the frontline structures as well as the fort. They're finally level 10. We can finally see some good Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, 7 minutes in as well, they are able to take out the inner structure buildings, so I think that's perfect here. We see though the blue team initiating on. Disintegrate going to be used up here and picked up. Now, the Avatar not thrown up, but Har just hit. Nice Sundering there to split them up a little. Lily now healing his team up right now. Har with the Avatar going in onto Lion X, but there you go. The Divine Shield is going to throw out. No Oh, Ancestral Healing not going to be able to pop up just in the nick of time. They needed that. He is going to get his resets here onto Error, but they will not be able to give chase any further, and Troll was so close to surviving there.
That was so smart. Did you see the synergy?
Yep.
Yeah. So the reason why they went Lily is because I pop Sancti, you heal everybody.
Correct.
So it's like a very big AoE of healing. You saw the Willing Arrow come up, but it did nothing. Yeah, that was the power of Sanctification. And Lily, there's just a lot of sustain going through, a bit of a buzz heal from in the form of a Divine Shield. Yeah, before I say Divine Storm. Anyway, Divine Shield and Disintegrate definitely for this as well. They do a lot of work. Here we go. But without those heroics, can they still keep up the aggression? We have to see how this is going to work out. There goes the Ancestral. His squad now back to full HPR. YL pulling back. His squad goes in, goes for the throw, picks up the kill. Lion X also goes down, and evidently, without heroics, this strategy is not going to work.
That and also Lily wasn't there. He did have his ulti up and ready, but unfortunately for him, they did take that fight without Lily being there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are going to be able to push in onto the middle now, taking down 2 heroes. So this is looking troublesome for GDG9 yet again. We're seeing Renovatio pulling ahead. They are a talent tier ahead right now. They're almost reaching the level 14 mark as well. Error has to be careful, going to miss out the Stormbolt though. Thunderclap going to connect, but the Disintegrate going to be used just to push them back a little bit.
Fantastic sidestep there by Error.
Arrow will be fine. They lose the fort though, so they do lose some more map control, and the next shrine is about to be activated as well.
Oh, there we have 2 Haunting Waves, the Wind Runner. Very, very nice twist here, in fact. Okay, so we're gonna have a bit of a fight at a shrine, 21 against 0. And GDG9, they're supposed to be the team that can actually clear out the Guardians a lot faster because they have the Sonya. I mean, she can do this objective by herself, but right now just does not seem to be the case. They don't have level 13, so no Composite Spear just yet, and all they thought, there we go, yet another Sanctification coming up. Bruzy goes into position, but no Jack of 1,000 Cups. Gotta be very careful of the Willing Arrow right now. They pull back out. They know they already popped the Sancti for apparently nothing. They also lose the Shrine. Very, very wasted.
I think they just couldn't fight there because they weren't level 13 just yet, and you know, again, Renovatio did a really good job in holding their ground, just continuing on with the objectives, and the moment they saw the Sanctification drop out, they disengaged out of there, waited for it to be over, and then came back in, finished off the objective, and now they're threatening keep. So GDG9, they have to be careful here not to lose it at this late into the game. Not late, but 10 minutes into this game, with the Punisher now pounding away. He's going to get rooted as well. Disintegrate going to be used to try and force them back a little bit, but the towers are going to go down. Walls are falling as well. And they could easily threaten keep here as they go in. Now Divine Shield going to be thrown out onto the Tyrael. Is that Sanctification though? I didn't see it. Sanctification not up just yet. Sundering going to be used out there as down goes the Sonya in the front lines here. Lily himself could be in some trouble, and down she goes too. Error now having to back off. They will be able to secure the keep. Now with the Ancestral Healing will pop right back up. This could very well be GG. They take down one more. Uter is going to fall. Error is going to be able to back off. Tira is going to survive just for now though.
GG. 100% GG.
I don't think they're going to be able to survive at Renovatio.
Yeah, we just saw a cameo of John Cena's stun coming out of that Punisher. Ladies and gentlemen, your grand finalist, Renovatio.
Yeah.
Man, defending champion, still defending.
Yeah, still defending their champions, but now they have an uphill battle to climb. They're going up against Relics, a team they lost to 2-0 during the group stages. And they have to win 2 best-of-3 series. It's going to be really hard for them, but they can definitely do it. If anyone can do it, I think Renovatio is the one to do it. The only difference I see, Relics being in the final instead of Resurgence, I think it's not a replay, but it's still Singapore versus Philippines yet again.
It is.
So yeah, it's going to be Singapore against Philippines yet again compared to the previous regionals, the previous circuit, as well. It was just Resurgence. But Renovatio, man, coming in strong. They're looking good today. They look like they are on point, but so does Relics. So
remember, they nearly lost. They nearly lost against Resurgence.
Yeah, they did. They did really nearly lost. It was really close for them. These last 2 games matchups, it was, I would say, not a steamroll, but a lot easier for them. They got over the hurdle of beating out Resurgence early on, and that they put that aside. But now they have the next challenge, which is Relics. I think it's going to be tough for them though.
So GDG9 2-0, Saboon Gaming 2-0 as well. It's just Resurgence that they nearly lost the second game, and then they won the third game. Very convincing, very good draft. So now they're both Scream partners. They're both ready. Grand finals coming right up, and this has been fun. And I'm very sure we're gonna see a new champion.
Really? You're gonna There you go. We're gonna.
I believe
He
in the
predicted,
buns.
yeah.
I believe in the buns.
But I think as well. I think Relics has this in the bag. To be honest, because just on how they've been playing so far, even from the group stages till now, I think they have strats up their sleeve that they haven't used yet. Even though they are scrim partners, I think they still keep certain things, away from them.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a lot from Relics. I'm
Yeah.
expecting a
And,
lot from them.
Well, it's gonna be a good show. You should watch because Relics they play heroes you never expect to see like Morales, Lunara. Who plays Lunara in SEA? Nobody. Lily unfortunately didn't work out. I want to see a Lily from Relics again. That's
Okay.
gonna be so 2015.
Okay.
And they won with Lily. They won. That's the key thing. They made it work.
But it's not 2015 anymore.
Yeah, it's 2016, so we're gonna see a new Lily.
We're gonna see Lieutenant Morales.
Hopefully. Okay. Right. So not downplaying the Filipinos, but I think that they still have a lot of magic going. I think the momentum's building up towards that, and definitely very exciting grand finals to happen soon, man.
Yep. So yeah, we're gonna go for a short break as we prepare for the grand finals. We're gonna give Renovatio a really short break for them to just maybe get a couple of cigarettes or something. I know the Philippines love the cigarettes. So, but yeah, we're gonna go for a really short
we're gonna
break.
Keep you out on that part because
Yeah, okay.
we removed Taika's cigar for a reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're gonna.
Okay,
encourage
we're
that.
gonna go for a short break. Do make sure you guys stay tuned because we're gonna be right back and more HOTS action coming your way.
As well, Tychus is gone. There goes Rhaegar. Jumpy Line taking a bit of a beating there. Disintegrate will finish up the kill. Sonya goes down. Greymane also gone. VYY trades up. But there we have Relics coming out on top of this fight. Trinity stays fairly unharmed and will be chasing after